Chris Orm's the name, Smart Home is the game, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a review of the SmartWaves Motorized Shades, and these are the blackout versions, and these are some incredible motorized shades, and they are best in class, and the best part about this is that they are Matter compatible. I'll show you guys the setup process from measuring to actual setup. I'll show you exactly what features are included in this product. I'll give you my views, the pros, the cons, and show you this incredible piece. And let me show you what we can do with it. Hey, open the shades. So cool. And it's pretty quiet. They're battery powered, so no wiring required. And they go up, simple as that. Setup was a breeze, but let me show you guys exactly what I think about the SmartWave shades. Hey, close the blinds. So let's first talk about measurements and exactly how to determine which size to order. I did the measurements along with another person, so you're going to want to take the vertical as well as the horizontal measurements. You're going to want to do the top section as well as the bottom section because those measurements may vary, and you're going to want to follow the step-by-step guide that SmartWaves gives you to go ahead and execute on the measurements properly. This is a crucial step to make sure that you get exactly the measurements and the shade size you want. Also, it's important to keep in mind, in this case, my motor is going to be at the top. It's a battery-powered Matter motor. And in my case, there was a little bit of fabric that drags. All you had to do is go ahead and reset the limits for that, but I can go ahead and showcase that there's a little bit of length to it. I'm not sure if that's normal, but in this case, we are good to go. And I'm very happy and content with the overall measurements. So let me show you guys some clips from install. I am not a handy guy by any means, but install was very easy. So SmartWaves does have all sorts of different types of fabric options, different colors as well. This is the dark gray fabric and it's really high quality material, but you can find the one that fits most for your room and what will fit most in your space. So, like I mentioned, I'm not a handy guy, but I did have assistance with one other person to go ahead and put this up. All it requires is you to go ahead and set up some brackets here, mount those brackets in via a drill. I believe we have 3 brackets here, one on the left, one in the middle, one on the right. And then you just kind of, once you lock the brackets on, you go ahead and pop the curtain, the motorized shade into place, and then bada bing, bada boom, you are in business. You're going to want to make sure you get it in terms of left to right. Make sure you get that centered. It's a little bit off-centered right here, but I'm working on getting some new end caps here, so that shouldn't be a problem. One recommendation that I do have for you is that you definitely probably want to get the cover here for the top plate. That way you just clean it up. It's not too big of a deal, but it's definitely probably something you do want to purchase at the time of purchase. But definitely do the Matter motor upgrade. This is simple as can be. Setup was a breeze. So let's talk about setup. All right, so setup into my smart home ecosystem was about as easy as can be. So the setup of the physical product was easy, and you know, I am not a guy who is super duper handy, but it was very simple. So rest assured on that point. But setting it up in the smart home space was even easier. So all I had to do is put the motor up here into setup mode. There is a Matter setup mode that you're gonna need to put it into. Without putting it into setup mode, you're not gonna be able to link it. So make sure you watch a tutorial or learn how to put it in setup mode. Follow the instructions, they do come with the device. But put it into setup mode, and then once you're in setup mode, then all you have to do is scan the QR code that's actually on the device, on the hardware. There is a Matter QR code. I put it into HomeKit, it found it in right away, and I added it. But then I needed to do one more thing. So after I set it up in HomeKit, I did have to adjust the limits, and that cannot be done via HomeKit, unfortunately. But you don't have to download a secondary app like I thought you may have to. You just run some program tweaks on the remote here. So this is the remote that came with my shades. It's a great remote, super duper handy, battery powered, but you can do minor incremental increases by just pushing the pause button. So you can go from any percent 0 to 100, and you can also do that within the Apple Home app. But you do some sort of commands on here to go ahead and set the minor limits. Yeah, so once you set those bottom limits to the correct limits, it actually doesn't go past. So Maybe I'll have to do a hack to show you guys the fabric, but there is extended fabric like I mentioned. But setup was a breeze. Into HomeKit, super simple, less than a minute, set the limits, probably less than a minute as well. So this is a luxury product. So when my dad came over to my house, this was one of the things that I was most excited to show off. So this whole setup on this large window, right? There's very large windows in terms of homes, but this is a pretty large window. I can give you guys the exact measurements. We can put it on screen here. But this whole setup retails about $450. So that's with the motor, the Matter motor. That's with the blackout fabric. That's with the shipping. That's with the remote. And it's really, I think, a great value comparing to other HomeKit blinds on the market. And when you compare it to something like a best-in-class Lutron, this is a fraction of the price and you're still getting a remarkable product. I would say you're getting a very similar product to what Lutron's offering. And by comparing that to the best-in-class and me knowing best-in-class products, I can definitely say that this is a recommendation. This is an upgrade for my smart home. I definitely need to find out which blinds we're going to be doing here next, because this is a splurge, this is an upgrade, and I'm really happy that SmartWaves and I were able to work out this review and get this all published up for you guys. So hopefully this has been a good review. I'll definitely throw in some more information here, but if you have any questions, you can drop me a line. You can hit up SmartWaves. Really just a best-in-class product. So I'm incredibly excited to have this here in my home. Let's go ahead and just use the remote and we'll open it. As you can see, we're transitioning from light time to dark time now. And yeah, hope you guys really enjoyed this showcase of the SmartWaves Shade. Super cool product, and really just happy to showcase it here on the channel.